Hello, everyone. Welcome to Going Solo. And of course, Going Solo is on newstreamingnetwork.com, which is home of also Going Bold, and WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, which is our radio station. We absolutely love our radio station. We want to thank all of you that do listen to us on a regular basis. We have been on the radio for years now. And those of you that listen to all of our shows, we do appreciate it. But we want to move on to our TV show here, which is called Date the Right One. And I am your host, Cece Shatz. I am fondly called the Doyenne of Relationship Building. And I have really helped, I would say, hundreds within our local community here. And I just love to be able to reach out and connect with those of you who really do need not only some assistance in moving through being single, and then also really understanding more about this transition of dating. And those of you that would like to reach out to me, please do. I'm right here on the Going Solo Network. My email is goingsolonetwork@gmail.com. And then, of course, the website is goingsolonetwork.com. And then, of course, all of our shows are on newstreamingnetwork.com. Well, we're going to talk about dating, as we always do on Date the Right One. And Date the Right One is a little bit different because what we try to do is not only talk about issues with dating, things that come up, things that we do, but we also want to connect you with those who are really in the trenches of dating, those coaches that really go out and help a lot of individuals as they're moving through dating, understanding some of the difficulties that we have here with dating. And we have one of the best coaches here with us. I'm going to bring her forward. We have Dr. Wendy. Dr. Wendy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Cece. It is such a pleasure and delight to be here with you today.
Oh, it is great. As always, you are one of our elite guests, and we want to thank you so much for not only being with us, taking the time that you do, but supporting us here in the station, and we would appreciate that. But Dr. Wendy Lyon, she's a PhD in psychology. She has a master's certified relationship coach, and she's a certified clear beliefs coach. And you've been on our station several times, and we post a lot of different things with regards to you. And we want to thank you again for the support that you've given us. But tonight we're going to talk about the ABCs of dating, and really dating the right one, because so often we go out and we date and that's not really the right one. So how do we figure it out, and how do we do that? And that's what we're going to kind of talk about tonight. But before we get started with doing that, I would like for you, those of you that have never had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Wendy before, talk a little bit about why you decided you wanted to get into the field of helping others date. So share us a little bit about your background, why you decided to do what you do, and we just really appreciate you, and thank you again for the time that you're spending with us today.
Great. Happy to share. Thank you, Cece. Well, I am on a mission to help you create a life that you love with the love of your life. That's my mission for the last 25 years. And before that, I was on a mission to do it for myself. I wanted to create a life that I loved with the love of my life. And it took me a while. So I don't want you to have to spend all the time I spent with the trial and error and all the challenges. I went through a lot. I dated a lot of the wrong ones. And I want to help you to streamline that process so you can find the right one for you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of heartache, I think, with dating the ones that really are not the right one for us. And sometimes I feel like it's because we really don't know exactly what it is that we want, right? And so as we're moving forward and we're looking at being able to date and things like that, what I think is missing, and I'll just share with my opinion, Dr. Wendy, is that we don't take the time to really understand, because we don't know how to, right? And so this is why I think Date the Right One is so vital, is because we have wonderful, individuals like yourself that really dig deep and start to home in on, the difficulties that people get into, and really try to help them smooth that out. And so we're going to talk about the ABCs of dating. And so what does that mean exactly, the ABCs of dating?
Well, I want to start with A for ask for what you want, because you have already dated the wrong ones. I know you have. That's why you're here, right?
Right.
So you know what you don't want. Like, you don't want somebody who's not aligned with your vision for your future. So wherever you are in your life right now, maybe you want marriage and family, maybe you want retirement and travel. You need a partner who's aligned, who wants the same thing. So don't do what I did back when I was in my trial and error phase, before I did all the work and knew what I wanted. I'd find somebody who seemed good, seemed like he could be a good match, and I'd try to fix him up and change him and make him just right. I was young. I was young and foolish. Have you done that? Have we been there? Like, let's just tweak them a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've got the t-shirt. Oh yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I did years ago was I was dating somebody who already had 2 children, and I really wanted my own child, and I was convincing him, or trying, that, yeah, another one would be great. And he'd kind of nod and say, maybe. And I finally realized he was saying that to keep me around, because sure, he liked having me around. I was lots of fun. I mean, he was lots of fun too, but he didn't really want what I wanted. And it took me a little while to figure that out. So you want to get clear about what you don't want. And then what you do want is somebody who is aligned with you. So if you want something in your life right now, you want somebody who's on the same plan, who has that clarity, who has that certainty, who's ready to go forward with you. You don't want the wishy-washy, maybe uncertainty stuff. Forget that. You need to be clear for yourself about what you want and find somebody who's aligned. And let me tell you about another kind of situation. I hear this a lot because I have worked with, I don't know how many, hundreds, thousands of people over the years. And many of my clients have come in telling me these terrible stories, and you may have similar stories about how the partner who lied or cheated or betrayed them in some way. Maybe they were manipulated, the trust was broken, something awful happened.
Right.
And most of you can probably relate. And you know you don't want that. You know that hurts, that was painful, that was awful. You don't want it. So part of that clarity for knowing what you do want, know what you don't want, and then get clear that, oh, I want that trust. I want that solid bond. I want that honest communication. And the thing is, in order to have that, you need to be willing to open your heart again. I help people with all the phases of all these things, but I help you learn how to communicate so you can have that clear, honest communication and build trust. And it's so exciting when I see what happens after working with these people of all ages, like early 30s to mid 70s. Well, even older, some folks, but I've seen these transformations from people who have said, oh, I've only had bad relationships. I don't think I could have a good one. I don't know if that's even possible. And now they're in loving relationships after our work together. So ask for what you want. It's huge. That A piece. Ask for what you want.
And I like what you say about, you have to kind of be ready to open your heart. You have to be ready for that. Because so often when they make that transition from a relationship loss, into healing, right?
Exactly.
And then moving forward into the transition of dating, there's still a little bit, the hurt is still there. And so it's still kind of fresh for them. And so it makes it a little bit harder to step forward. So you've got to be able to release all of that and, do the work on yourself to be able to move forward.
Yeah,
I love that.
I know it's so important. We do a lot of that work. And I can tell you for myself, when I asked for what I wanted, I told everyone, I told my friends and family, told the universe. I was clear and specific. I focused on the things that really matter. And years ago, I got my own coach. I did a conscious dating course. I clarified my vision for what I wanted. I knew what was essential for me in the right relationship. And I took the steps to meet people. And I met my husband 20 years ago. It's been relatively easy. Of course, we've had ups and downs and some challenges along the way, but we're aligned. We're a team. We're raising our teenage son together, and we're having a lot of fun. 20 years later, we're still having a great time. So you can have that too. So that first step is really huge. Just knowing what, well, taking the time to get clear on what you want and then asking for it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's so, and like we were saying, like believe you can have it, right? You know, we were kind of touching a little bit on that because when we're talking about, you know, what we do want, um, we have to truly believe we can really obtain it, right?
Oh, that is so true, Cece. Yes, yes. Yeah, you can have your big long list, but if underneath that you think, oh, that's never going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
no, we've got to change that. So that is my mission, to help you shift those limiting beliefs. So I have all kinds of training and lots of ways to help you with that. But you might take a look at, what is it that you really are believing right now? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you believe that there's something wrong. You're not quite the way you should be. Maybe you're too much of something. Maybe you think you have too many years, too many pounds, too many divorces, whatever it is. Or maybe you think, oh, not enough. I don't have enough money, not enough success. I don't have enough designer outfits, whatever.
It's true though. I mean, you'll make up all these things, and sometimes
Exactly.
you put
I
the
hear it all.
roadblocks there,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you put the roadblocks there. And you know, I want to say too is that I think this is, as we're moving forward, right, for this, Dr. Wendy, as we're moving forward, it's kind of like a learning process, right? Something that we have to do. It's not something that I think that you can just step and say, okay, I want a guy in my life or I want a gal in my life and just step so boldly into it. And that's when we tend to get a little bit disappointed. So sometimes I think we need help along the way. So we need tools along the way. And we need, you know, a little bit of guidance, maybe a little bit of support, that
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
thing. And so, what I want to say is that your website is full of this kind of information. So, you know, those of you that are out there that are thinking to yourselves, you know, I really do want to have someone in my life. Why don't you go over to her website, which is drwendylyon.com. And that's Dr. Dr. and then Wendy, Wendy, Lyon, I'm sorry, Lyon.com. And the reason I say that is because you have a lot of free things there for people that they can look at, they can do. You've got a roadmap to relationships. Um, so success, roadmap to relationship success. It's a best-selling book right there, roadmap to success. So you can get that for free. And so what I feel, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but what I feel is like we are like a temple, right? And we have to, in order to be able to obtain this positive attitude about what we want in our lives, we have to continuously fill ourselves with positive stuff and educational stuff and things that are going to make us step forward. And so I think this roadmap to relationship success is brilliant. I think it's wonderful. It's
Thank you.
free for you. So go on our website and get it. She's also has some classes and some different things that we're going to be discussing here today that you all should take advantage of. Anytime we say here on Date the Right One show, anytime we say there's a program, there's a class, there's something out there that we are suggesting, take advantage of it if you can. So I want to talk a little bit about, you have two different, you've got a master class that's coming up, Spring into Love. And I will talk about this a little bit later, but since we're talking about the website, go to it, click around, but you can also sign up for this master class, which is Spring into Love with Confidence and Clarity. That is exactly what we need. Number one, we need confidence as we're moving forward in dating, and we need to be clear, very clear about not only what we want, what we envision in our lives, and you know, we just need that help along the way. So she's got like a link there, which is go to her website, and then it says Spring into Love. You can click on it and do that. And then also she's got a true love guide for singles. That's what I'm saying. Her website's unbelievable. So you want to check it out. And so again, you go to the website and look for True Love Guide. So there's three things that are free to you that you can take advantage of. and she's got a wealth of education behind her, a wealth of, I mean, it's just unbelievable what you can obtain as you're moving forward in this. So don't say you can't do this. This is something that you certainly can do. You certainly can, um, date the right one, right? You can really find the right one in your life. So, okay, that's enough of my little info commercial on you, Dr. Wendy. So I love you so, and I wanted to make sure that people knew that
Oh,
they
Cece,
have
you're
tools
awesome.
out there that
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. That's so sweet. I so appreciate it. Yeah, and a
Well,
huge,
you're right. Yeah.
yeah, a huge piece of this is believing it's possible, believing you can have that love you want. And if you're thinking that, oh, other people find love, not me, I attract the wrong people, or there's no good ones left, I have to settle for whoever shows up, even if it's not a good match, or I'll be alone. If any of that is going on in your head, I've got a hot tip for you today. I want to remind you, you're fabulous. You're deserving of love. You
Very,
really, really are, just the way you are. So you don't have to become something different and contort yourself into a pretzel shape so you'll be lovable. No, you're lovable just the way you are.
yeah.
And it's important for you to know that, to know your worth and refuse to settle. And I'd love to help you with that.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. It's like so often people feel they're not worthy
I
of it,
know.
especially when you come from a relationship loss of some sort. You feel like,
I know.
you tried to make that work. Maybe a lot of people are, I know that listen here have been in relationships for a very long time. Then they find themselves out into the world now of dating, and they just feel like they're not worthy of being able to get into a relationship, and they're wrong. I mean, so often it comes as a surprise to you, and because if you just let your guard down. And so often we try to go into this dating arena with all of these these preconceived notions about things, these preconceived attitudes about things, and and that's what makes it so we're not successful, is because we just don't allow ourselves to, number one, believe in ourselves as we move forward, and that we are worthy enough. And so we covered that. Now I want to talk a little bit about consciously dating, and we're going to do that when we come back from our commercial, because I think that's a huge thing. A lot of people say, what does that mean, consciously dating? And so we're going to discuss that when we come back. And so we're going to be on a 30-second commercial. So I want you guys not to worry that it will only take us a minute, and we'll come right back. But before we do, if you want to send an email out to Wendy, you can just send it to Wendy, WENDY, at Dr. Wendy Lyon, LYON.com, which is her website, drwendylyon.com. So you can check out her website. And when you go there, she's got a lot of free things that you can actually do. She's got a masterclass coming up. It's absolutely free for you. And I talked to her beforehand. She said it's going to be like 2 hours long. So you're going to get a wealth of information for 2 hours. I mean, that's a lot of time to be able to spend. So it's called Spring into Love with Confidence. And so confidence and clarity, which is the two things that you truly do need as you're moving forward, deciding you want to truly meet the right one. So you just go to our website and then look up Spring into Love. Again, get that book, because it is a wonderful book, Roadmap to Success, Relationship Success by Dr. Wendy. It's a wonderful book to get. It's absolutely free. And again, you want to fill your soul, your wealth with good information that's going to be able to propel you to go forward. And then again, she's got a guide. It's called True Love Guide for Singles. You don't want to miss out on these free things, because things change, right? So take them while they're free, and just go to our website, and it's True Love Guide, and you can get that there. So we're going to take our quick break. We come back, we're going to talk about the ABCs of dating and dating the right one, which is what we're talking about today. We're talking about dating the right one, which is so vital, so important. And we're going to be talking with our guest, Dr. Wendy Lyon, and we are just so lucky to have her. She is a PhD in psychology, a master certified relationship coach, and she's a certified clear beliefs coach. Now listen to that, clear beliefs coach. She knows what she's talking about when she's talking about, manifesting, understanding yourself, moving forward. So we're going to talk a little bit about consciously dating when we get back. You guys are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the newstreamingnetwork.com, home of going solo and going bold. You're listening to Date the Right One. I am Cece Shatz, your host, and we'll be right back, everyone. I am just so pleased to have you with us tonight. We'll be right back. Well, we are back. 30 seconds. I told you it wouldn't take long. We are talking about the ABCs of dating the right one with our guest, Dr. Wendy Lyon, right here on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio and our new streaming network.com, which is our TV station, Going Solo and Going Bold. This show is called Date the Right One. And that's exactly what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about dating the right one. I am your host, Cece Shatz. Our guest again is Dr. Wendy Lyon. She's a PhD in psychology, master certified relationship coach, and she's a certified clear beliefs coach, which I think is so vital for us here today as we're talking about dating and really the ABCs of dating. So we talked about the first part of the show, what you want. You got to kind of know what you want. You got to be able to have clear belief and understanding that you can achieve what it is that you do want in your life. And so we're going to talk about consciously dating. So, Dr. Wendy, what the heck is that? Consciously dating.
Yes, what a concept. Well, I believe you're all familiar with unconscious dating.
Okay. So I think we do that more than we realize.
Oh, absolutely. Have you ever seen a Disney movie or a romantic comedy, or have you read a romance novel or a fairy tale? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how does the storyline go? You meet somebody when you're least expecting it, and you end up living happily ever after, right? So that's how it's supposed to work out. But does it? And does that happen in real life?
Yeah.
Not so much. Not so much. Yeah, it's pretty funny because in that area of life, we think it should just happen magically. Mm-hmm. And at every other area of life, we get it. Like, it doesn't just happen magically. Like, if you want to succeed in your career, if you want to do well at a sport, or learn a foreign language, or play a musical instrument, it doesn't just happen magically, right? You actually have to do something. You have to learn, you have to study, you have to practice. And we get it with those things. But with relationships, we think, well, shouldn't it just happen? Like, I should just bump into somebody and then that's it? And well, we see how that goes, right? The divorce rate is over 50%. I mean, that's the problem. Mm-hmm. So that's the unconscious dating, because we know that. So conscious dating is adding some consciousness. So there will be study and practice. And that's what I do. I mean, I didn't avoid it. I do my own study and practice, but the idea is to get that clarity. So spend the time to get to know yourself. So it's a lot of inner work, of knowing who you are, what you want, and what's really essential for you in the right relationship. So we talked about asking for what you want, and getting clear about that. Mm-hmm. What really is essential, and believing that you can have it is huge. That's a huge piece of dating consciously. Knowing your worth. Don't waste your time with people who aren't aligned with you. So that's kind of my mission, to help my clients, to help the people in my group coaching program, to design these custom conscious dating plans. So it's pretty cool. You get to be the chooser. So often we think, oh, if only that Prince Charming will come along and rescue me, then it'll all work out. No. So you want to be the chooser in your life, and get clear, what is it I want, and choose that. So don't wait to be chosen, and you want to choose based on the right things, the things that are truly important, that really matter, like that shared vision, having those needs and requirements met. You want to make sure that you're feeling loved and appreciated and respected and safe. And it starts by being loving and kind to yourself. That's really where we start with conscious dating. It's not all about like, where do you go to meet the cute guys or the cute girls? No, there's doing the inner work first. And it starts with loving yourself and then knowing what you want, believing you can have it, and having a conscious plan to make it all happen. So that's what I do. I hold your hand. I help you every step of the way to make this a reality. So you can do this. It's doable and it can be fun.
Yeah, I think that's great. Everybody gets mad at the dating sites, right? They get mad at them and they say, "Oh, well, these dating sites, it's terrible. I'll just go and get on another dating site." And they say often individuals are on, 4 or 5 different dating sites, right? Because they're trying to meet the right one. But the reality is that they're not really at the right place themselves. And I really do feel that when you are at the right place, that within yourself, that you're ready, you know what you want, you're ready to be able to step forward, you all of that comes in, it attracts to you, it will come to you, someone at the same level. And often I believe that if we're not at the right level, we're attracting those that aren't ready. They're not ready, they're not a right place, they're all of these things that aren't working for them. Usually it's really starts with us. And so I think that those out there that are dating and things are happening for them, they're not being successful. A lot of times it really is you're attracting the wrong individual into your life, and you're accepting it. And then you're trying to make it work. Like you said, you're trying to can make them conform to you. And that is not going to work. It's too much work, and you're going to be doing it for the rest of your life. So it's not the kind of relationship you want, right?
Absolutely. And one of the key things that I help people with is showing up, being your most radiant magnetic self, shining your brightest light. So that makes a world of difference. When you can do that, show up bright and shiny, then you're a magnet. You're going to be so attractive. So that's a key.
Right. And then the other thing is, like, what if, let's say you do meet the right one, right? A lot of people don't even realize they have, because they're not ready for themselves. They haven't been able to really focus on what it is that truly they want. And when they do meet the right one, it doesn't look like what it is, that they really, I don't know what they've done. So I think you really got to do some homework on being able to assess what you look like. I mean, sometimes, they have this picture, and I will say, man, I'm sorry, but I talk to them and they have this picture of this young woman, here they're in their, late 50s, 60s, and they've got this young woman in mind, and they'll say, well, that one's too old. Well, she's your age, it's like, she's going to look like you look. I mean, look in the mirror. And so they don't realize that they keep envisioning like when they were younger, when they were dating, when they were younger. And I believe that if we want to consciously date, we need to be conscious about where we're at in life, and what it is that we're truly looking for.
Yes.
Because, if these individuals are not relatable to you, that might be why it's not working out. You want that, you want that maybe beautiful woman on your arm, but can you really talk to her? You don't have the same music, and, and you don't have it. There's no relatability there. And so things start falling through the cracks.
Absolutely. Yes. So important to get clear on what are the real essential things. And it's not so much, the color of somebody's hair or their age or their height or all those things. Of course, there needs to be some physical attraction, but that is not enough, people. You need a lot more. So I help you get clear on what those essential things are, so that you can recognize it when you find it. And you will, because there are a lot of people out there that people come and tell me, oh, there's no good ones left. There's nobody on this site. There's nobody on this site. There are over 117 million single people in the US. And of course, there's more around the world. So there's at least one, well, at least one who's a good match for you. So yeah, it's a combination of, believing that there's people out there for you and being ready. So one of the things we did in my last conscious dating group program, my Path to Lasting Love, we came up with love intentions, and I wanted to share one that the group came up with, which I thought was lovely and something that all the listeners can take in. I'm open, willing, and ready to receive the perfect relationship for me with total ease.
I like that.
Isn't that nice? So it's this combination of things coming from that place makes such a difference. I'm open. I'm willing. I'm ready to receive the perfect relationship for me with total ease. So there's no struggle. There's no hardship. You're ready to receive, and you're showing up in the right places where this can happen, online and offline.
Yeah.
So it's a combination. It's the inner work and the outer work, putting them together. So that I like to help people with each.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's talk about not giving up, because so many people do give up. I hear this all the time from a lot of my friends. They'll say, "Oh, no, I'm not dating. I'm not into it anymore."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had A, ask for what you want. B, believe it's possible. Believe you can have it. C, consciously date. And now D, don't give up. This is the key. Just keep going. Don't give up. Persevere. That's your key to success right there. Don't give up on your dreams, people. I know you want that love. So you want to have clear, focused, a conscious dating plan. Have a plan when you work with somebody like me to help you to get that clarity, and keep going, keep meeting people. Yes, of course, there will be times when you feel discouraged and you meet people and you're disappointed. It's not what you wanted. And you want to just blame it on the apps and blame it on whatever. Rather than blame anybody, just stay focused on what it is you want. That's the key. Stay focused on how great you will feel when you have what you want. Know that that's coming. Know that you're open and ready and willing to receive this, and you don't give up. You keep meeting people until you find your person. And while you're meeting people, don't just jump into something right away. When you meet the first interesting person, like meet a few different people and don't commit to anything until you're really sure that there's all the things are there that need to be there, that you're compatible in all the ways that matter to you.
Right. And, with saying that, I'd like to share that I think if it is the right person, right, if this person is the right person for you, they won't go away because you want to slow it down a little bit.
Exactly.
They'll still be there because they understand that all good things take some time. And so they'll be there. So even if let's say you meet someone and you think, maybe this could be the right person for me, but the other party's going a little faster than what you feel comfortable with, you can easily slow it down a little bit and do it at your own pace. You don't have to rush into anything.
Never rush. Yes. Go at a pace that works for you. The right person will be happy to be by your side and go at a pace that is right for you. Absolutely. You don't ever want to feel pressured. You're the chooser. Remember that.
True.
And don't give up. That's so important that's like the key. And I hear it all the time, all ages of people like, oh, it's so hard. I'm not meeting the right people. I don't want to do it. So I suggest getting support, because I know it can be very challenging to do this on your own. And with support, you're going to be accountable to your coach or your therapist or whoever you're working with, or a group support team, whatever it is. Get some support so you can actually move forward and create that life that you love, find that love of your life, and you can live happily ever after. Yes, you can. You can have it.
I love that. Well, let's go over some of the things too that you're offering, because you're giving a lot to individuals. Now, we talked about the roadmap to success, relationship success. So, roadmap to relationship success from Dr. Wendy Lyon. It's a best-selling roadmap to success book. So you can go on our website, you can get the book. But let's talk about the masterclass that you're having. And it's Spring into Love with Confidence and Clarity. And it's a free class that you can take. It's going to be like maybe a couple hours long. So what are people getting from that? What are they going to be able to receive from that?
It's a lot. It is like a mini course. You're getting a lot. So we're going to explore all kinds of challenges that hold you back from love. You'll learn effective ways to really spring forward towards that life and love that you want. That, like, you'll learn how to turn off the critical voice. Maybe there's a critical voice that says, oh, it's not going to happen. You're to this, you're to that, you're blah, 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 whatever it is. We're going to shut that down. And you'll start exploring your relationship requirements and needs, getting more clarity. You're going to learn some conscious dating strategies, lots of goodies. It's pretty packed with stuff. And this is actually a preview to my conscious dating group program, The Path to Lasting Love, which is much more comprehensive. It's a 3-month program, and that's where you get everything. But in 2 hours, you'll get a lot. So it's totally free. We'd love to have you there. Come and join us.
And this is online, right?
It's on
online. Zoom. Yeah, so it's online, so you can do that. The other thing is it's great to go to these type of programs, to share this out there with the audience, to grow these other programs, because other singles are going to them too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And singles that are interested in dating. So it's a great way to meet other people, also to be able to learn about this. So you're going where, often people ask me, like, where do I go and meet people? Well, hey, this is probably a good place right here. Just go to the Spring into Love with Confidence and Clarity. Go to that. You never know. And they're on the same page that you're on. So why not take advantage of that? So now, something I also wanted to mention to the audience. Now, when you're watching this, you could be watching this at any time. You could be watching us live here tonight, because we're on several different TV stations. We're on Roku, different places out. Or you could be watching this as a replay, and don't think just because you're watching it as a replay that you've missed out. And the reason I say that is because Dr. Wendy always has different things on her website that she's doing.
Yes. In fact, yes.
If this is not available, there's probably something else that's available.
Yes. In fact, I do this a couple of times a year. So in the fall, we have Fall in Love. So there you go. Spring, we're springing into love. So you can catch me at either time. And all throughout the year, I work with my individual clients. I also work with couples. So, and I offer a complimentary session for people. So that's an opportunity, a consult with me. I don't have that many, and just a few a month, but I would love to offer that to your listeners.
Yeah. So take advantage of that for sure. So if you're listening to this, no matter what time you're listening to it, what month it is or whatever, because we're talking about spring, right? And you've just come across this and it's been up for several months or whatever, because we don't take our things down. We don't take our shows down. They're available to you to be able to listen to whenever you come across, because I'm a firm believer that when you need to hear it, you will be listening to it.
Beautiful.
If you're listening to this now, you need to take some action, because you're supposed to be doing something right now, this very moment. And it's up to you to take action. So, again, all you need to do is go to our website and look and see what's available there. If you can't figure out what's available, email her. Just email her.
There you go. You can reach right out to me. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to connect, and I'd be happy to offer you that complimentary consultation.
Yeah, that would be great to be able to do that. So just email her at Wendy at drwendylyon, Lyon.com. So again, her website is drwendylyon.com. So yeah, so whenever you're listening to it, we hope you're listening to us live right now, and that you'll take advantage of it right away, because she does have limited seats on the masterclass, which is the free masterclass, Spring into Love with Confidence and Clarity. And then also tell us a little bit about this True Love Guide.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's a free video training. This is an opportunity for you to take the conscious dating quiz and identify what stops you from love. So that's really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
To take a quiz, you can see, oh, okay, I've got some areas I might want to work on. And you'll learn some specific strategies to really show up, be your most lovable self, attract that right partner.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, what else do I have in there? You'll get the 3 steps that you need to take to find your own true love. So that's also a pretty packed true love guide. A lot of goodies there. And
Yeah,
I think the conscious dating quiz is helpful for people to have something tangible to look at. And then you can contact me afterwards and say, hey, this is what I came up for me when I took this quiz. Let's talk about it. You can reach out. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, that would be great, because what's so nice about this is you'll be able to understand a little bit more of yourself, maybe what your blockage is or whatever, and then to give you send you an email and do the free consultation, talk a little bit about that, and then make sure that you take the free masterclass whatever time you're giving a free masterclass. This one we're doing in spring, so you want to sign up for it right away, but anytime you can definitely contact Dr. Wendy, and she will help you with whatever situation it is. So again, it's having the tools right in your toolbox, better understanding yourself as you move forward in your life. And we shift and change too. Don't think that however you were before. I mean, I am not the same person I was yesterday, nor am I going to be the same person tomorrow, because I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm stretching myself. And so that's what each one of us needs to do. So as we continue to grow, learn, and stretch, we want to be able to surround ourselves with good people in our lives, being able to move forward. So that's for sure. So again, you want to go to the email is Wendy at drwendylyon.com. So that's Wendy, WENDY, at drwendylyon, LYON.com. And then again, our website is drwendylyon.com. All of this information, you don't have to worry about it because it'll be in our show notes. You can just click on it, write it down there, and if you want, paste and copy. But again, you can get the True Love Guide for singles. It's got a lot of information there. Also a test that you can take, which would help you to be able to understand maybe a little bit more clarity in your life. You can get the book and read it at your leisure, which is Roadmap to Relationship Success from Dr. Wendy. It's a best-selling book and it's free to you. So make sure you go in and do that, and on her website. And then also sign up for this masterclass. If you missed the spring one, not to worry. There'll be other ones available, but why not? Why not? Think about it. Meet the right one, date the right one right now as you're coming up into spring. It's just a wonderful time of year. It's a wonderful idea to think, you can actually meet someone, have a great relationship, and, maybe we can be like a storybook, right? And live happily ever after. I don't want to give that up,
Oh, you don't have to give that up, but you can do it consciously. And that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it's even better. So that's my mission, to help you create that life you love, find the love of your life, and live that amazing dream that you want. I'd love to support you on that journey.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Well, we're going to have to run, everyone. We want to thank Dr. Wendy for being with us here today. She's so lovely. It is so great to have her. And I tell you, she's got a wealth of knowledge. She's a PhD in psychology, a master certified relationship coach, and a certified clear beliefs coach, which is so vital, because as we move forward, we do want to be able to understand and know where we're going and truly have that belief. And she can help you with that. So again, we were talking about the ABCs of dating, date the right one, and with Dr. Wendy Lyon. Thank you, Wendy, so much. We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, Cece. It has been such a pleasure to be here with you today. Take care, everyone.
Oh, it is great having her. She is one of our leads. All of her information is right there on newstreamingnetwork.com, home of Going Solo and Going Bold. You can find all of her information there on her individual page. You can click the links, be able to do that. And of course, this show here was called Date the Right One. I am your host, Cece Shatz, and you are listening, if you're listening to the radio, on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.